Yo guys, how's it going? We're here for another episode of our Rayo career mode on FIFA 19. Starting off today's episode with a game against Zaragoza in the league. Hopefully trying to get on a bit of better form than we was in the last episode. Wasn't doing the best in that game, in them games, shall I say. Really started to struggle for a bit of form in them last two games. Hopefully in this one we can bounce back and maybe make a bit of a difference out of it. Going into it, just looking forward to try and get into this side. Hopefully try and get away with the 3 points. Zaragoza, I believe, are a decent side in this league, so I knew it weren't going to be an easy game by a long shot, but we were definitely going in with an open mind. Hopefully trying to, like I say, put the pressure on Zaragoza and come out with the 3 points from the start of this episode. Like I say, just trying to get that big bit of form going. As we get kick off, we come forward trying to attack straight away, like I say, looking ambitious. Bustos takes it past one of his men, lays it out wide to Garcia, who gets into the box but gets taken down, and it is the penalty in 1 minute 30 seconds of this game. And what can I say? It looked like it was going to be a brilliant game at this point, and really looking forward to what we could bring up from this penalty, get ourselves into the lead hopefully, and get this one in the back of the net for a bit of a relaxing goal. And hopefully we could put it in the back of the net. We relied on Villalbre to take the penalty, who takes the shot into the far right corner, and the keeper saves it. And like I said, a bit of bad form off the last game, and that really wouldn't help as we win the ball back there, but it only goes out for a corner, for a goal kick, sorry. And that is definitely not what we needed for a confidence booster. But we do come forward on another attack with Tony Martinez trying to get him behind his man. He pushes out, but Cancelen gives the ball to Luso, finds Rui Bali, gets into a decent position, gets whipped to the far post, and Garcia absolutely fluffs his chance there and puts it straight back across the keeper and past the post, which was absolutely tragic. He should have at least got that on target. With the amount of space he had and stuff like that, he definitely should have done better with that chance. Didn't do so, and in the 12th minute, Zaragoza get their first pretty much good chance of the game. Coming forward down the middle of the park, trying to get penetrate our defence. He does exactly that with a brilliant pass, but luckily for us, the ball does go just wide of the post, and it remains at 0-0 at this point. But Zaragoza at this point started to look quite threatening when they were going forward, and we knew we had to put one in the back of the net before long, as Luso, a nice piece of passing play to get us into the final third. It gets taken down, and it's Cancelen who gets taken down in the box for the second time now. We get a second penalty in this game, and we were just hoping and praying that the second one wasn't going to go the same way that the first one did. I personally wouldn't say that was a penalty. It looked like he got the ball to me. The ref thought differently, and it does mean that we get our second penalty of the game. Villalbre again steps up to take it. He tries to line it up in that same corner, and again the keeper saves it. And I don't know what happened there, because I blasted it straight into the far corner and it only went like slightly to the side. And at this point, I just knew it wasn't going to be our game. As Zaragoza, just after half time, come forward on an attack. Nice piece of quick passing. Opens up our defence really. We get the tackle in, but again, a shabby piece of passing. Lets them have the ball back. They take the shot, but this one goes just wide of the post. And like I said, after that second penalty was missed, this was the point where Zaragoza really had to make chances count. And they seem to be starting to do so as they come forward on another attack, really putting the pressure on now as they get down this left-hand side, get the ball through to Campillo, who tries to turn our man. He gets past him just, but the second defender comes back, makes the tackle, and he keeps out the for a corner, but as you see there, that was just tragic defending. And it did go 1-0 in the 72nd minute. It took a while to get there, but at the end of the day, it was always going to happen with the way that we were playing. After missing 2 penalties in one game, you knew it wasn't going to be the day that you were going to win the game, because honestly, it was like the game had it out for me to not score anything. And exactly that happened, as you see that they put the ball in the back of the net to cause us even more misery and pain to our upset. Getting the goal there, it was a decent header, I give it that, but the defence definitely should have done better. They didn't do so, and it is 1-0 at this point. A decent, like I say, a decent header, but we were looking to try and get ourselves back into this game. It wasn't really happening as Zaragoza get themselves back into an attacking position. The defence is all out of line. And the second goal ends up in the back of the net just 10 minutes after the first one did. And that makes it 2-0 now. And honestly, I don't know what to say, because there's not a lot you can do about stuff like that. Literally, we try to win the ball back. It doesn't work. As you see here, we win the ball back. It tries to get the clearance, and it just hits the attacker. They find a gap, and they exploit it very, very well. And they smash it at Basilo's near post to make it an absolutely miserable game for us, to make it 2-0 at this point. And like I say, really not be enjoying our game at this point, because damn, it wasn't going well. And that is how this game ends. It does finish 2-0 to them. We really should have done a hell of a lot better, to be honest. It was tragic that we did so badly. Jerry Rose gets himself a goal from 3 shots. Like I said, their team played well in the second half. We should have battered them in the first, so they didn't have a chance of this happening. They did so. They scored the 2 goals late on, and they deserved the victory at the end of the day. We didn't net the chances that we really should have. They took chances that they did just take, and that was the end of that. As we go into the a training session there just before coming into the second game of today's episode, with a game in the league. Hopefully, like I say, just trying to bounce back from this little bit of poor form we are on. I believe this is Real Sporting that we are playing at this point. As you see, best goals conceded to best goals scored in this game, coming against each other from the league. And we were just hoping to score as many goals as we possibly could to maybe boost our confidence a little bit more, make us that little bit more happy about the way that we were playing. Because at the minute we was really starting to fall rapidly, and it wasn't going well at all. We were just hoping that we can hopefully pull something out of the bag to get something out of this game. Anything was good for me at this point, anything at all. And that's what we were looking for. We weren't going in there being like we're getting the win in this game. We were just looking for something to improve on, basically. And from the other games, there was a lot to improve on. So we knew we had something that we could hopefully try and build on. And straight from kickoff, it wasn't looking good for us, as Real Sporting straight from kickoff come forward on an attack. As they get down that left-hand side, get the ball into the box, the defender just gets across. It was a decent piece of defending, and it does go out for a corner. Very good defending though from our left back there. He did well to get back, get his head on it, and get the ball behind for a corner. Probably should have done a bit better with the clearance, but at the end of the day, the ball was going away from him, so there wasn't a lot he could do. And they do take the corner here as they whip the ball into the box. It comes to the far post, but the keeper makes the save and really should have done better there, to be honest. Their defender shouldn't have even had that chance for a start. I don't know, he just lost our defenders easily, and he definitely shouldn't have been deserving to get that shot on target, because damn, it was such an awkward angle, and he headed the ball backwards. As we come for the second corner here, they get the ball to the front post, they win the ball, but luckily here we try and get the ball clear, but not well enough. The ball gets won back, and it ends up in the back of the net from an absolutely, I ain't going to take nothing away from Tabor here. It was an absolutely brilliant finish into that far post. If there was a goal that I'd accept just going behind to, it was definitely that. As we try and get the ball clear here, as you see, the ball just bobbles around in the area. It lands at Taylor's feet somehow, and he absolutely lamps it into that far post. If it hits the far post on the edge, very edge, and ends up in the back of the net to make it 1-0. Sorry, and like I say, if there was a goal to go behind to, I'd accept that one because it was a brilliant finish. But we were just hoping to bounce back, and like I said, after the couple of games we had, it wasn't looking good for us. But we did come forward on an attack to try and get ourselves back into this game and hopefully have that little bit of enjoyment out of this game as we come forward with Villalba on the ball, passing it inside to Luso, who finds the man on the overlap, Ruibal. He takes the ball, he smashes it straight at the keeper, and the keeper didn't have anything in response to that. It was a terrible, terrible shot from Ruibal, and it still ended up in the back of the net. It was tragic from both players there. It was a terrible shot, absolutely dreadful goalkeeping. As you see there, he goes to make the save, and instead of making the save where he thinks the ball is, it's like his arms formed around the ball and it ends up in the back of the net and it goes down as their own goal. I don't see why, but it did. As we come forward on an attack, getting that shot off, and that was a very good shot from Tony Martinez, I believe that is. Taking that shot, whipping it to the far post, but unluckily it goes just wide of the post. It was a very good piece of play there from Martinez, but unluckily I couldn't find the back of the net with it. But we were looking threatening and really putting the pressure on Sporting here as Ruibal gets onto the ball, gets himself down that wing to the byline, gives the cross in, but the volley from Luso, I believe that is, takes the shot, and he gets it all wrong, let's be honest. It just kept going up and up and up, and it was never going in the back of the net. And it, like I say, we were just hoping for better chance creations is what we was getting, and definitely better finishing. We were doing okay on the chance creations, to be fair, but we wasn't doing well on the finishing side of things. As Villalba gets onto the ball just behind the defence, he turns his man with a little bit of skill. Bustos gives it to Luso even. Bustos again to Garcia. I'm losing my words for how many passes there were here. As we try and line up a shot, Bustos does exactly that with an absolutely peach of a finish there to find the back of the net to make it 2-1. And what a finish it was from Bustos. As Luso finds himself, gets Bustos that bit of space, and he whips the ball into the far post to make it 2-1 now. After going 1-0 down in the opening minutes of this game, we brought it back round to make it 2-1. And I couldn't have been happier at this point. From going behind to such a good goal to going in front by a brilliant one as well. It was a game of very, very good goals at this point. As in the 77th minute, we try and get ourselves another one to sort of ensure our lead a little bit. As Cancelan gives it to Luso, who finds himself giving it to Bustos again. Sort of a main man in that centre. Gives it to Villalba. The keeper makes a save. It goes in the air, and Villalba makes sure he doesn't miss the header. I don't know what their defence was doing there because they didn't even try and get the ball. They seen Villalba behind him and thought, you know what, just let him have it because he's going to win it anyway. And he did exactly that and puts the ball in the back of the net to make it 3-1. We got very lucky with this goal. I ain't going to deny it. But at the end of the day, a goal's a goal for me, and I'm happy with it. It's ended up in the back of the net. And it's a big turnaround from the way that we was playing in the last few games. And I couldn't have been happier when this ended up in the back of the net, like I said. After we started to take the lead, we started to play that little bit more free-flowing football. And you could really tell as we get another goal, Villalba gets his 9th of the season so far, which is brilliant. It's stupidly good. As Benito attacks, as they just come on the pitch, he whips the ball into the box from very short distance. It gets cleared, shot slightly. It ends up coming to Villalba, who gives it to Luso. Finds Bustos, like I say, our main playmaker, gives it to Luso. And it was a decent save there from the keeper. It was a decent shot from Luso also. But we do get a corner from this as we take it. It lands on Villalba's head. and we make it 4-1 now. And honestly, I was so relieved when these last couple of goals went in the back of the net, because it really took so much pressure off us, and you could tell that we were starting to play the football we used to. They do exactly that, and it ends up in the back of the net. It wasn't good defending. Again, two defenders on Vialbre. He holds them off, and he finds the back of the net to make it 4-1. That's his second goal of the game, and he played brilliantly in this one. Really, one of the difference makers, shall I say. 10 goals now for him this season so far, which is absolutely unreal how well he is playing. But that was all for this game. We did in fact win it 4-1. I'm so used to saying lose then, I nearly said it again. But we did in fact win this one. I'm definitely sure that we did, because I was so happy after we'd won it. Couldn't have been happier. And against such a good side as well, I was even more pleased that we was winning against such a good side. Against Sporting, like I say, good at defending, but we tore their defence to shreds in this one. But that is all for this episode, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.